In a dramatic escalation of tensions in the Middle East, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has issued a strong statement expressing deep concern over US military strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities earlier today. The Saudi Ministry of Foreign Affairs called for immediate restraint and de-escalation, warning that the strikes could plunge the region into further instability and conflict. The statement, released on X, underscores the kingdom's urgent plea for the international community to prioritize diplomatic solutions to avert a broader crisis. The US military operation targeted 3 of Iran's most critical nuclear sites, Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan. Utilizing advanced B-2 stealth bombers and precision-guided bunker-buster bombs, the strikes aim to disrupt Iran's nuclear capabilities, which the US and its ally Israel have long viewed as a threat to regional and global security. Pentagon officials have described the operation as a decisive action to prevent Iran from advancing its nuclear weapons program, though Iran has consistently denied pursuing such ambitions, insisting its nuclear activities are for peaceful purposes. This military action follows a series of Israeli strikes on Iranian facilities earlier this month, which had already heightened tensions in the region. The US strikes represent a significant escalation, marking the first direct American intervention against Iran's nuclear infrastructure in over a decade. Analysts suggest the operation may have been coordinated with Israel, though no official confirmation has been provided. Saudi Arabia's official statement condemned the strikes as a violation of Iran's sovereignty and a reckless move that could destabilize the region. The kingdom reiterates its rejection of any actions that undermine the sovereignty of nations and calls for restraint to prevent further escalation, the statement read. It went on to urge all parties to exercise calm and wisdom and emphasized the need for a political resolution to the crisis. The kingdom's position reflects its delicate balancing act in the region. While Saudi Arabia has historically viewed Iran as a rival, particularly due to their competing influences in Yemen, Syria, and Iraq, it has also sought to reduce tensions through diplomatic channels in recent years. The Saudi-Iranian rapprochement, brokered by China in 2023, has been a cornerstone of this effort, though today's events threaten to unravel those gains. The US strikes have elicited a wide range of reactions from the international community. Israel, a staunch advocate for aggressive action against Iran's nuclear program, praised the operation as a vital step to ensure regional security. Israeli Prime Minister Yair Cohen stated, "The free world cannot allow Iran to obtain nuclear weapons, and today's actions send a clear message." In contrast, Iraq, a neighbour to both Iran and Saudi Arabia, condemned the strikes as an unacceptable provocation and called for an emergency session of the Arab League. Several United Nations member states, including France and Russia, have echoed Saudi Arabia's call for de-escalation, with the UN Secretary-General urging all parties to step back from the brink. Iran, meanwhile, has vowed a strong response. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei declared the strikes an act of aggression that will not go unanswered, while Iranian military officials hinted at potential retaliatory strikes on US bases in the region. Tehran has also appealed to the UN Security Council, accusing the US of violating international law. One immediate concern following the strikes was the potential for radiation leaks from the targeted nuclear sites. However, both Saudi Arabia and Iran have reported no detectable increases in radiation levels. The Saudi Nuclear and Radiological Regulatory Commission, NRRC, conducted air quality tests along its borders, confirming that no radiological threat has been identified at this time. Iran's Atomic Energy Organization similarly stated that its monitoring systems showed normal background levels, though it accused the US of endangering millions with the strikes. Despite these assurances, the long-term environmental and health impacts remain uncertain, and experts warn that damage to the facilities could complicate future monitoring efforts. The strikes have also raised fears of Iranian retaliation, with potential targets including US military installations in Qatar, Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates, countries that host significant American troop presences. The US strikes come at a time of heightened instability in the Middle East. Iran's proxies, including Hezbollah in Lebanon and the Houthis in Yemen, could be mobilized in response, potentially drawing Saudi Arabia and its allies into a wider conflict. Oil markets have already reacted, with Brent crude prices surging 5% amid fears of disrupted supply routes in the Persian Gulf. Saudi Arabia's statement highlighted these risks, warning that the consequences of such actions could reverberate across the region and beyond. The The kingdom's call for a political solution aligns with its broader strategic goals of maintaining stability and protecting its economic interests, particularly as it continues to diversify its economy under Vision 2030. As the situation unfolds, the international community faces a critical juncture. Saudi Arabia has positioned itself as a voice of moderation, advocating for dialogue over military confrontation. The path to security and stability lies in cooperation, not conflict, the Saudi statement concluded. Whether this plea will be heeded remains uncertain, as Iran prepares its response and the US defends its actions as a necessary deterrent. DRM News will continue to monitor this developing story, providing updates as events unfold. For now, the Middle East stands at a crossroads, with Saudi Arabia's call for restraint serving as a stark reminder of the stakes involved. Stay tuned to DRMA News for the latest on this breaking story.